Clockwork Gamer here, and for my very first video, we're doing creepypasta because I hate myself. No, it's because they seem to be extremely popular nowadays, and it sounds just like something good to start off with since I don't have the most advanced equipment here. So yeah. I typed in I put in Slender, like there was a category Slender, and it came with, it came up with Kill the Killer's parody, and it got a lot of good votes on it. Like a lot of people like it. So let's see what all the buzz is about for this one. Probably something Slenderman related. Okay. The shack was dark, almost too dimly lit for a normal person to see into. But he was used to it. After years of wandering the darkness, his eyes had accustomed to the absence of light. The only source of luminance was the screen of a small computer, too old to do more than simply process small internet searches. Okay, that in itself is just sad. In the quiet light of the monitor, his features were simply made out. He was grotesque by the most basic of standards. Okay, love to meet the chap. Nothing about him was recognizably human, as human. His eyes were bloodshot with the inability to blink, and due to the lack of eyelids. Is this Jeff the Killer? What the heck? I thought Jeff the Killer was the one who didn't have eyelids. Does Slenderman not have eyelids? I don't know. Is this even Slenderman? I don't know anymore. Who is this guy? Lack of eyelids, okay. Mounds of crust formed where the tear ducts should have been. Nice. The sickening shade of white that colored his face and the rest of his body was a nauseating bone color. What is the color of bones? That's a later question to ask. And the scars were the most disturbing part. The burns that had healed up caused flaking. You got burnt. This is Jeff. This sounds like Jeff. Okay, flaking and a horrible sheen. Did I say that? Sheen. Sheen. I don't know what that is. It's apparently a word. In some areas, this man was no longer human, neither in body nor in spirit. Wow. The small amount of emotion left in him was simply rage. Yeah, he sounds like a nice guy. Love was as non-tangible to him as the moon. That's extremely sad. He sat there, staring at the screen, his askew mouth agape in horror as he read. The looks of disgust that registered on his disfigured face would make many believe he was watching the BME Pain Olympics final round. It was, in fact, much worse. I don't know Olympics or sports. I don't get it. So, that's probably funny to you. It completely over my head. I don't even know what that is. Okay, in front of his eyes unfolded the most disturbing thing he had ever envisioned. Some female had written something beyond legible, passing almost into the infinital. I don't know, big words. A shudder passed down his distorted visage. He claims of camel? Is it a camel? Knowledge of his body disturbed him and even slightly nauseated him. This is not his day. This was enough for him. He stood up from his kneeling position on the unsound floor, grabbed his knives, and headed to a nearby house. Quickly and silently, he moved around the place. This was no time for his normal theatrics. There was no prelude, no go to sleep that had made him famous. No, the butchering was quick and simple. Jeff the killer needed to make a phone call. The situation was out of hand. What? Okay, Jeff needs help. Killing people, I think. Take him down, she screamed at the top of her lungs at the television set in front of her. Almost as disturbing to look at. Jane could care less. Any more, that is. All those years ago, she would have killed Jeff, given half a chance these days. However, she rarely ever ventured into the daylight. He married beauty no longer hurt her. Her married beauty no longer hurt her the way it had once. Now she sits around during the day watching pro wrestling. For some reason, she got it into her head that it would be possible to find a new rival here. Recording her differences with Jeff had left her reconciling her differences with Jeff had left her completely big words of an opponent worthy of her talents. All because they tried to hook up a couple years ago. Jane nearly choked on her soda at the thought of that. Travesty. Yeah. I know how to read. Okay. Well, but oh, there we are. The ringing of the phone snapped her out of her thoughts. Who the heck was calling her? City Morgue? He stabbed them. We stabbed them. How may I take your order today? City Morgue. City Morgue. You stabbed them. We slab them. How may I take your order today? She answered the phone laughing. What the heck, Jan? The voice on the other end quizzed. Did you take some kind of effed up happy pills today? Jane's, I'm gonna go Jane's eyes narrowed and she glared into the receiver. Listen here, you charred brick cat. Just because I no longer want to kill you for maiming me does not mean that I won't, should you piss me off. Jane sighed. She just wanted to be whimsy. Was that so wrong? Is this a love dance with killers? I thought it was Slender Man. What the heck? Blah, blah, blah. I have something that we need to take care of. And as soon as possible, if you don't mind. Jeff was exasperated. Jan thought on what he was saying as he explained everything to her. Jumping onto her computer, she listened to him talk. Creepypasta.com was typed carefully into the web browser. Her annoyance hit the fan in less time than it would take to get Miley Cyrus to lick a piece of construction equipment. That is fast. What the holy ass is this? Jane yelled out loud. Forgetting Jeff was on the phone, she proceeded to begin a rant that caused every nun in the state to begin praying for no apparent reason. This is not scary. This is just what the heck. F S F F. John was just swearing to swear at this point. Why the heck would I wear a mask or have kids? All they do is eat, and scream. Like, I really want to do with that. Bullcrap. Jane quickly gathered her own set of knives and headed over to her friend's place. What's with everybody grabbing knives and going to people's places? It's not cool. Don't listen to them. You will not become a cool kid this way. Entering into the broken down cottage in the middle of the woods, a tall, dark figure ducked below the crossbeam. His most recent work out with his personal trainer, Hans. Is this Saturday Night Live now? Okay, okay, Hans left his tendrils, tendrils feeling like jello. Slender. That's where Slenderman comes in. Okay. That is, I clicked on the wrong button or something. Nope, Slenderman's there. Okay, I was expecting more scary. This is extremely funny though. Slenderman sat down in his lazy boy chair and had just propped his feet up when there was a banging on the door. Sighing, he stood up and dragged his sore, overly long limbs to the door. Standing at the crumbling entrance was Jeff and Jane, both looking utterly pissed off. Yo, Slendy my man, we have a major problem, Jeff started off right away. Dragging Slenderman to the computer in the back room, Jeff proceeded to show him the worst story he had ever found on the internet. Is it this story? Because I feel like it's this story. By the end, Slenderman was puking out the window into his garden. Yeah, I feel like doing that too. I understand, pal. This is just what the heck. Jeff tried not to envision what it was like for a man to purge when he had no mouth. That is an excellent question. I don't know how he did it, but he did it apparently. After a while, the three of them sat in a circle discussing how they were going to deal with their problem. And it was decided that they would all target an author to destroy. The method of destruction would correlate directly to the offense that was written. Maybe I should have read this first before showing you guys this. What? Jane stood outside her target's house. A 15-year-old female whom had felt it was okay to tell a story in which she inserted herself into the Jane the Killer world. Jane's inner grammar Nazi began to emerge. Grammar Nazi began to emerge. Oh, people in Germany are gonna hate this so much. Grammar Nazi began to emerge. The complete lack of commas had her seeing red. Having made sure the girl's parents had left the house, Jane snuck in, climbing the stairs slowly, careful not to creak. She made her way to the female's room. Carefully, she looked into the crack of the door. The girl was typing away on her keyboard. Is this Dr. Seuss? I felt like that just rhymed. Jane decided to drop the quiet approach and kicked in the door. The girl's head whipped around the second her eyes registered the form before her. A squeal of excitement escaped her adolescent lips. Oh my gosh! The girl jumped up from her computer chair and began to jump around the room. Jane looked around the room in horror. I don't blame you. Every wall was plastered with fan-rendered images of her and Jeff. Some naked, some in compromising positions. Agitation quickly replaced the disgust and quick as lightning. Jane pulled out some rope. The girl didn't even seem to notice what was going on. She was still in random taco middle school What? Random taco middle school mode. Random taco middle school mode. Taco! I'm pretty sure that's what it would have been like. Her ramblings were too fast to even make sense. Something about wanting to get Jeff's phone number off of her so that she could rub it in the face of beasties. Oh, wow. That keeps going. Jan snapped and thrust the girl up faster than a cowboy. Oh, I think, Bug, get out. Yeah, she's being lassoed? The girl up faster than a cowboy at a hog tying contest. Standing back, she admired her handwork. Then she grabbed the keyboard off of the computer desk. The girl started crying, a thing that Jane pointedly ignored. Pulling out her knife, she propped off a key on the keyboard. Do you know what the most used letter in the English language is? She giggled at the hysterical girl. It is the letter E. Jane screamed at her face, forcing the key down the girl's throat. This went from like extremely funny to what the heck? This is gonna get brutal, won't it? Yeah, we're getting to that part. You see, when people completely ignore the basic constructions of the English language, I get a bit testy. Jane was now screaming like a banshee. That girl, she was just like, oh my goodness. Might as well have been Justin Bieber at this point. Justin Bieber, why are you so cruel? Okay. Where did this all craziness go? She got, yeah. Cold, heartless eyes. I think I scrolled down too much. You used the question marks. Whoa, yeah. Okay, I found it. Yeah, the girl started crying after the keyboard because she loves the keyboard. She wants to marry it one day. Good for her. Someone get flowers. Down the girl's throat. That out of context is not good. Okay. You see, when people completely... Jane was now screaming like a banshee. Okay, here we are. You use question marks when asking a frickin' question. Dip. Poop. The question mark key was the next to be stuffed into the girl's gullet. One by one, Jan shoved every key down the girl's throat, forcing her to literally eat the words she had butchered, then published on the internet. Okay. Taking the now barren keyboard, she pulled back and smacked it across the girl's face. Jeez! It's getting dark. I know this is creepypasta, but that's getting dark, man. The girl sat there crying, blood trickling from the corner of her mouth. Snot dripped from her nose. What happened to Slender Man and Jeff? It's just like, just Jane is the only one beating her up. What happened to everyone else? Are they just like sitting back and like, yeah, you go, girl. Yeah, just stuff those keys down her throat. Okay, we're gonna go over here where it's safer. I think that's what happened. Yep, I can totally see that. She's gone crazy now. Okay, she was always crazy, but she's gotten even more crazy. Her blood trickling down the corners, snot dribbling from her nose. Her stomach was horribly distended, and she was having difficulty breathing. She looked up at Jane, trying to speak, but was met with cold, heartless eyes. Oh my word. Jan grabbed her knife and slowly made her way over to the broken girl. Her smile was sadistic, lopsided with the uneven pull of burned and scarred muscle on her face. Oh, we got to the part you guys wanted me to see, probably. Okay. With a thrust, she drove the knife into the girl's stomach, slicing it open. The eaten keyboard keys poured out. By now, the girl only had moments left to live. She was unable to cry, let alone speak. None of this, yeah. And there's more, like, she's like dead already. Jan stood there smiling at her, watching as the light faded from her eyes. Turning around, she grinned evilly at the webcam that was mounted on the top of the desktop monitor. The face on the screen stared in sheer terror. We have a witness, everyone. Did you not call the cops? You're seeing your friend be mutilated in front of you, and you're just like staring. You won't be like, oh, you won't like duck? I would like duck, call the cops to my like friend's house or something. You're just like what did you do the entire time? She's just like staring. Okay. Okay. Pass on the literature lesson, Jane said, and turned and walked out of the room. And there's more. Is there more people that's making you mad? Jeff sat in the tree outside his victim's house. He's got a victim too. Yeah, you go, Jeff. I liked it better when they were just standing in the corner in horror, honestly. Okay. The girl, what's with you guys and girls? Jeez. He was hunting was a 14-year-old who created horrible stories about sleeping with him. The shudder that ran along his spine almost dislodged him from his tree. She walked into the room, looking around, even gazed out of the window, letting out a sigh. She closed the door behind her. This sounds like a romantic part now. When Jeff saw what was behind the door, he almost fell out of his tree again. There, mounted on the back of the door, was a life-sized magna poster of him. With no pretense, he dove through the glass window, scaring the poop out of the girl. She screamed for her mom, but what she didn't know is that Jeff had already silenced her family. Oh, why am I reading this? You want to be beautiful like me, right? Jeff asked the girl, doing his best to sound rom romancy. The girl struggled, then her eyes opened wider. The horrible vision in front of her was nothing like she fantasized about. His bleached, white face made her want to retch. The bile rising up into her throat was stopped by the hand he wrapped around her larynx. I can't. What? Something in the throat. See, girl, you wanted to look like me. Now you look like me. Just like me. Pushing her out of the window into the kiddie pool he had filled with bleach. He laughed manically. Just like me, girl. We will be forever beautiful. Fashion tips brought to you by Jeff. Oh my goodness. Just saying the words, Jeff wanted to wash his mouth out with soap. Gosh, who would want a 14-year-old girlfriend? He hated 14-year-old girl. Why? When he was 14, nothing had changed after all these years. Looking out of the window, he saw the girl floundering in the bleach pool. Looking fainted, he lit and dropped a Zippo lighter into the pool. It instantly went up in flames. Oh, this is just gory. This isn't scary. This is gory, man. No. The girl screamed in a few moments before going silent. Oops. I thinks I may have overcooked the lamb. Yeah, grammar, this is terrible. Jumping out, he grabbed onto the tree and climbed down. He looked down at the girl. She was burnt to a crisp, but somehow still breathing. The girl tried to smile up at him, but failed. Am I beautiful now? Jeff recoiled. This was not the reaction he was hoping for. What is with girls these days? Why won't you die already? Jeff upped at her. Because I love you, Jeff. Mwah. Oh my goodness. You're insane. Why won't you die already? Because I love you, Jeff. I want to be with you forever. I want to have your children. That's nasty. No. She tried to sit up and reach towards him, which should have been impossible. But this is a story, so what the heck, why not? Why not? Jeff tilted his head. And he was said, but this is a story, so let's just throw physics out the window. Jeff tilted his head back and laughed until he was gasping for breath. The girl looked at him strangely. Why was he laughing at her? That was so mean. Because burning her to a crisp wasn't, but this laughing, that's just past the line, man. That's just past the line. You can burn her and torture her family and kill her family, but right when you laugh at her, What's going through this girl's head? Oh. I can't have children. You stupid frickin' kid. I don't have a penis. I lost it in a horrible zipper accident when I tried to hook up with Jane. Of course, by horrible zipper accident, I mean she had braces. That's gross. I just got the. This is like, children, do not watch this. The girl, please, children, if you are watching this and you don't want to be scarred for the rest of your life, look away. The girl looked horrified. No penis. But then, who would she fantasize about? Maybe she could just pretend that Jeff had never told her that. Jeff continued laughing and talking to her. And what makes you think that I want a pre-pubescent teenager anyways? Look, I'm a psychopath, not a pedophile. At least he's not a pedophile. He's got something going for him. Not to mention, I really don't dig pizza faces. Not that you have that issue anymore, do you? Then again, you don't have a face anymore. The girl tried to cry, but her tear ducts were burnt away. She looked up just in time to see Jeff towering over her with a knife. Go to sleep. Jeff slit her throat and walked away. Looking back over his shoulder, he sighed. Kids today, these days. Kids today. Why does this have so many good likes? Why do people like this stuff? I don't know anymore. Slenderman was slinking around in the woods behind his victim's home. He also has a victim that he like, is it a girl? He had the worst punishment he could imagine in mind. He picked up the bucket at his feet and blended into shadow. He began to head towards his target. Her story. Yeah, these are all girls like they're those like, oh my goodness, I just want to have sex with you. No, that's gross. Stop fantasizing. That's so nasty. Her story was by far the worst of the worst, spawning almost as much hate mails as, did you stumble across Herobrine? He shuddered. She had turned him into a complete... I don't even know what that word means. Darn it! How hard was it to figure out he was gay? I'm sorry, all the ladies out there who wanted Slender Man. But hey, those guys out there that did, you got your shot now. Why on earth would he want a girl, let alone breed with one? I did not know he could do that, but you know what? It's always good to find this out. He was halfway across the lawn when he was stopped by a set of headlights. He froze. That was a Mustang. Oh, crap. Not now. Please, not now. Not when his plan was almost complete. The Mustang stopped and out stepped a man who looked like an average middle-aged dad, who pressed back his duster and pulled out a Desert Eagle. I think it's supposed to say eagle. Put the bucket... Is this a gun? Is that what that is? Okay, I think that's what it is. Put the bucket down, Slender Man, or Pacemaker is gonna put a hole in your gut. I think it's a gun. Slenderman sat down the bucket and put his tendrils up. Everyone knew you didn't F with the time-traveling dad. He was the coolest dad ever. And chances are, if you did... I cannot pronounce the word. Wilson would tear you a new butthole in the comments. This creepypasta. What the heck am I reading? Slendy, you know using Legos for this author is going too far. Why are you making me do this? TTD asked, like any time-traveling dad, like any patronizing father would. Slendy pulled out his mobile phone slowly and showed the story to time-traveling dad. The look on the fellow's face went from annoyed to disgusted. He looked back and forth between the story, the comments, and the Legos. Why is your Legos? We're almost at the end. Yes! You know, Derp Butt is going to be pissed, he said. Legos are going too far. But I am all for it. Let's go, Slendy. That crap is just plain wrong. Between time-traveling dad and Slendy, they were able to pour Legos all over the writer's room, put tacks in her shoes, and in a sense, make her life miserable. Slendy followed her around for about a year, placing Legos under the arches of her feet everywhere she went. Payback's a female dog. And credits. I don't even know what I even watched it. What? Why does it have so many likings? I'm just like, what the heck? I was expecting something like horrifying. The most horrifying part was when she was shoving keys down a girl's throat. Personally, that's like the most disturbing part. And then I could just like see like they were just like, yeah, Jane, yeah, no, you don't, no, keys stay on the key, Jane, put the, no, you're just gonna stuff it in a girl. What are you trying to do, make her a turkey? No matter what you stuff her with, she's not gonna be a turkey. Anyways, guys, this video is probably gonna be a little long, or I might have to put it in parts. Still don't know. So, hopefully you guys liked that story. Let's call it that, because... yeah, I'm going to find better ones next time for you guys, don't worry. And if you like this, hit the like button, and always remember to comment, and if you are new, to subscribe. So yeah, so have a great day, everyone, and remember... do not write fan fictions about people that murder. Well, about characters that murder, because they'll come after you. That's what I learned today. Oh, bye, everyone.